Hello everyone, welcome back to ILEAD TV. I'm your host, Lakeisha McKnight. Many of you may be wondering, if you got a 9-to-5, how can you get started as a business owner? Well, today on ILEAD TV, we're going to talk about the 5 things you need to know to get started in business. That's right, small business startup tips. Stay tuned. Alright, so welcome back to ILEAD TV. I'm very excited to be here to be able to provide for you these great tips to share with you today on how to get started in business. If you're new to ILEAD TV, welcome. This is the media outlet for the ILEAD company, whereby we're going to provide you with great tips to get started in business on and offline. That is, if you are a thought leader or, of course, the traditional entrepreneur. Welcome to ILEAD TV. Well, let's go ahead and get started because I have 5 tips to give to you about small business startups, right? Startup tips to help you get started in business. So let's get started with tip number 1. Tip number 1, when you're getting started in business, one thing you need to discover and find out is what is your niche area. Your niche area. What is it that you're going to focus on in your business, that main core topic? Be sure not to have your theme topic or your main topic to be too complex. If your topic is too complex, then you're going to end up being a jack of all trades, doing any and everything. So for example, if you're helping business owners, or what type of business owners are you going to be helping? And that actually helps me get into the second area that we're going to focus on today. But when you're thinking about your niche area or topic, if it's fashion, what about fashion that you want to focus on? If it's about technology, is it going to be primarily Facebook? Is it going to be LinkedIn? What area are you going to focus on? And that's what I'm specifically pointing to here when you're needing to look at your niche area of focus. Be sure to look at that when you're getting started in business. Tip number 2, or the second area that you need to focus on that I alluded to in the first part, is knowing your target market. Be sure to be aware of who is it that you are targeting, knowing a little bit about what they think about and where they shop and what are some of the things that they buy. Where do they hang out at, if they hang out online or offline? These are some areas that you will want to focus in on, but you need to discover who specifically is your market. Is it college students? Is it small business owners? Is it newbie entrepreneurs who are just getting started in business? Or is it authors or newbie authors? Who is it that you're focusing on? Be able to signify or even point out specifically who your market is so that you have a clear idea where you're targeting. That's like having a few darts, right? And you have your dartboard in front of you, but yet you're turning around like this and you're just throwing your darts, but you're not really focusing in on that target, that center, that bullseye. Well, before you get started in business, I want you to hit the nail in the area that it needs to be hit at. I want you to target that bullseye. I want you to discover who is your target market. What is your niche area? Those are the first 2 things you need to know when you're getting started in business. Area number 3 that you need to focus on is marketing. What is your marketing strategy? How are you going to reach your target market? How are you going to get the message out regarding you being the expert in that niche area? How are you going to do that? Are you going to primarily focus in on offline efforts? Are you going to focus on online efforts? Or is it going to be a combination of the 2? What is it that you're trying to do? You really have to look at your business structure and figure out whether you're just going to have an online type of business, or is it going to be a business that primarily runs itself offline, but you're going to have, of course, some marketing efforts online. How are you going to structure your business? And then think about how to go about targeting your audience or your potential customer or client. So when you hone in on who your market is and figure out where they're hanging out at, if they're primarily in your local area, then yes, a lot of your marketing is going to be offline. But if you can reach more people online as well, you may want to consider doing a combination of the 2. So discover your marketing strategy. That's how people are going to know that you're in business, is by marketing, marketing, marketing. Never stop marketing. Area number 4 that you need to focus on when you're getting started in business is this. You need to discover what your signature product or service is. What is that product or service that you're going to create, that you're going to carry out, or at least teach others to carry out, that's going to be the focal point of your business? Is it going to be graphic designing? Is it going to be your motivational messages? What is it in your business that's going to be at the core of your company when you're getting it started and people recognize you for the name of your business? When people think about Starbucks, what do you think about? Think about it. Coffee, right? You think about their coffee. Of course, they have other things, but their signature product and what they're known for really is their coffee. Their ambiance within their restaurants. How they have that laid back type of atmosphere. I think about coffee and just laying back and just drinking either a hot beverage or a cold beverage, but of course the ambiance helps as well. Distinguish it from all the other coffee shops like Dunkin' Donuts and some of the other places as well locally in your areas. But what is your signature product or service? Think about that when you're getting started in business. So let us dive into the 5th and final area of focus that you need to start on or even consider when having a startup business. The 5th area of focus that you need to focus on that I want to talk to you about today here on ILEAD TV is this. You need to discover what is your distinguishing factor. What is it that distinguishes you from the rest of the companies? Say, for example, you have a hamburger stand. You know that McDonald's sells hamburgers, Burger King sells hamburgers, and many of the other places out there, Cookout, which is of course a new company that has started up specifically in the Hampton Roads area of Virginia. They sell hamburgers as well, and I'm sure some of the other local restaurants, fast food places, sell hamburgers. What distinguishes that hamburger stand from all of the rest of the other restaurants that are well established and are really doing well? You need to discover what your distinguishing factor is. And we're going to go into more about the distinguishing factor in future episodes here on ILEAD TV. But it's very important that you sit back and think about what is it about your service, what is it about your product that distinguishes you from the rest? Is it the quality of service that you provide? Is it the fact that you respond quicker than normal than the other companies do? Is it that your environment is a bit different than the others? Is it the convenience? What is it that distinguishes your company from the rest? That is the distinguishing factor. So think about these 5 things as helping you to be able to start up your company, or at least get you moving forward in your business. We said the first area that you need to focus on is your niche area. What is it? What specific topic or theme that you're going to focus on within your business that's going to help you to stand out and people recognize you for that particular area of focus? Then we talked about the second area of focus, which has to do with your target market. Who are you specifically reaching with your service or your product? Then we talked about the third needed area of focus, which has to do with your marketing strategy. How are you going to put together your plan to really allow people to know more about what it is that you do? How are you going to get awareness of your product or service out to the masses? That is an area of need. Area number 3. The 4th area that we talked about today is, what is your signature product or service? What is it that you're going to create, or what service are you going to provide that is going to be your main area of focus, so that you're not a jack of all trades, but you start with a focal area in mind? Consider that today. The 5th and final area we talked about today has a lot to do with the distinguishing factor. How are you going to distinguish yourself from the rest of the companies who are well established? So think about that. Those will be your competitors out there in the same industry that you're in. Consider these 5 areas as you're going forth in business, you're starting up your company or trying to get some momentum behind your company. Think about these 5 areas, focus on it, and dwell and really drive it home so that you don't have any areas or any concerns to worry about within the near future. So It's Lakeisha McKnight here with ILEAD TV. Be sure to come back by every Wednesday, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we're going to provide you with the best strategies on how to grow and establish your business and be the expert in your area that you deserve to become, whether it's an online business or offline. Be sure to come back next week, but before you leave here today, be sure to leave your comments below this video, letting us know here how these tips and strategies are helping you and your endeavors in growing a successful business on and offline. Also, I would like for you to also subscribe by clicking on the subscribe button below. If you found this video to be helpful, and even the other videos that of course we've produced, let us know by subscribing to this channel, following us so that you can become aware of when we post the next training videos. Also, like the video if you've enjoyed the tips, and share this content, this video, with all of those in your social networks. That's Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, all the other places out there, social networks. Share it, share it, share it. We thank you. We care about you and about your success. Be sure to come back by, and we'll see you when we see you. Take care.